stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014. There's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, well, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here. As it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the New York Giants. Set to go, Young Wei Koo ready to do the honors. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And he returns this to the 22. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
Now in his third season as the guy in Green Bay, and he's thrown for at least 25 touchdowns in each of the last 2 years. He and his team believe they are due for a deep playoff run as long as he stays healthy and is piloting the offense.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Now 2nd and 5. Throwing, Love. We'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. Now Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Packers first down. A gain of 16 yards. And a Packer first down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Love looking to throw it. And he's got it. And he'll get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Luke Musgrave, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. That time a 6-play drive. And the result, a Green Bay score. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Throughout his career, few have doubted Jameis Winston's ability to throw the football. The concerns, they've always centered around his accuracy and taking care of it. When he makes good decisions on the field, excellent numbers usually result.
He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Jameis to throw it. Complete to his target, Jalen Hyatt. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 29-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
To throw, Winston. Nowhere to turn here. He's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Winston. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to making a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up the score, that takes the crowd out.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Doubs, 81 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
McManus now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. Now he's free at the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Giants are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What, 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following a touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Packers offense and Romeo Doubs getting ready to go back to work. And he's had an early impact on the game. Sensational so far. And they'll likely be looking to find more ways to get him involved. On play action. Love to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Matthew Golden, 77 yards. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns. So what a start. It's not often you even get 3 possessions in a first quarter, but he now has 3 touchdown passes. Now McManus for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Giants offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been sensational in this opening quarter. You have to imagine we'll see much more of him as this game goes along. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits. so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Right back to Tracy. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
Third down, here's Tracy. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and run for it. And he is not going anywhere. They stop it for no gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First down. It's a gain of 10. First down, Green Bay.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They work now on 2nd and 9. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Love now. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone, throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
So a nice kick there as they're able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Looking to put a drive together. Winston now. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Winston. The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's 3rd and 6. Winston. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Jamie Gillen now on to punt.
For the Giants.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Play action this time with Love. Pass caught. That's Golden. His 2nd catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's 2nd down. Love, they go play action now. And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 47 yards.
A gain of 47 yards. And a Packer 1st down.
How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to sack back at the 16-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Traditionally, as a defense, your number one job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacted the opposing quarterback, make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
In motion right, Dobbs. Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback because everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. To throw now. Here's Love. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now out come the Giants. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in their own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now a 2nd and 2. Tracy trying the right side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. Winston. Over the middle, it's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
You doing okay over there, partner? Because that's yet another sack in this game that you just had to call. We're not even at halftime yet. No wonder this team has the lead. What an effort by the defense right from the word go. The adjustments at halftime, they're going to have to be big, or this could really get ugly in the second half.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. To throw is Winston. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
That's a gain of 9. Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Winston. Working the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Tracy going to get it on first down. Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here's Winston. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 18 on the play.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
On play action, Winston. This throw caught right around the 6. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Jameis Winston. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Coup now for the point after. He's got it, and the score's now 27-14. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Following the touchdown, here's Coup to kick off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Play fake. Here's Love. That's complete to Wicks. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
Throwing. Love. That's complete to Dobbs. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And the throw and the catch was just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
But that's how you get right up off of the mat because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. 51 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play,
Use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Now Love. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Love looking to throw it. And Watson has it right side. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman, the ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Here's Love. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. He'll go down as a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Working out of the gun. Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Jacobs. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Love from the gun. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding because that one was well over everyone's head.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jordan Love, a 6-yard touchdown run. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And, Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Jameis to throw it. Now he's going to step up and run. Winston into the slide, and he's got a first down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
To throw, Winston. And that one complete downfield to Johnson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
Throwing, Winston. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And from this spot in the field to the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, great work as always. We'll see what the second half brings here. These 2 defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads at intermission. These offenses, they have had their way so far. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Winston now. Left side, he's got Robinson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They go play action. Winston. And that's incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Now it's 2nd and 10. To the air again with Winston. Here's Johnson with a reception. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
They'll hand it to Tracy. 115 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game, I think maybe he starts to call more blitzes, because you can call run blitzes in order to try and get more people to the point of attack.
Now Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Giants, first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now Winston. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's 2nd and 10. Winston. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Devontae Wyatt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Xavier McKinney, the one to get a hand on it defensively.
They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there, and that's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Love, they go play action now. He gets that one complete to Wicks. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Jacobs going to try the middle. They'll take this to the 46.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. The 71 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now 2nd and 3. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So this drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead.
And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other and said, look, we can't let these guys keep driving it right down our throats. Not perfect giving up 3, but a much better start than the way they played in the first half.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Giants ready to come out now. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Brought down that time by Quay Walker. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
From the gun, Winston. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Winston keeps it himself, and I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough, and he's a few inches short for 4th down.
But that wound up backfiring. Instead of handing it to your workhorse fullback or running back, they went quarterback sneak, and now they have to punt it away.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Packers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a give to Jenkins running right. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 83 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, so this is a 1st down. He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator. Wouldn't we clip out the box score? Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
Love fires that quickly outside. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Giants' 46-yard line.
Love now. Completes it again to Dobbs. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Packers.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Love. He finds his receiver, Watson. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 31 yards. And the Packers are able to add on to that lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. after the touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. On the give, it's Tracy. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They'll go again with Tracy. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. They'll try to throw now. Winston. Given 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and run for it. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Doubs. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not
Not cool.
The Packers on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. To throw now. Here's Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Well, now how about this return? A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And New York set to take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
To throw is Winston. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball,
you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Completed out left to Dobbs. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Here's Love. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Call it a loss of 8 there, and it's going to lead to a 4th down. 4th and goal. Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So yet another field goal to end the drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
A gain of 32 that time.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Winston. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Now, defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Running left is Tracy. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounces is good.
All right, just checking.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And 3rd and 8 now. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Giants get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Touchdown, Packers! A very rare kickoff return on an onside kick. And the Packers have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. McManus's point after is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And able to get this out to the 25. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
Second and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. To throw, Winston. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. The Giants on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing, Winston. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Talk about two sides of the ball cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. The front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
They're going to try for it on 4th. Winston stays out there. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Jameis to throw it. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Micah Parsons able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Winston now. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 37. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Winston. He gets this one to Johnson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Jameis again. Complete right side to Hyatt. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
On the run is Tracy. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one a first down pickup of 8.
It's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
One last shot now for Winston. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. And it's good, but it's also of little consequences. This game is over. On the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.